I messed up day trading today, and I'm going to be going over the trades I took. And let's get into the pre-market plan. So, pre-market plan, June 6th, what I was mainly watching for was this is a weekly visual of ES, and we ended the zero time framing down, which essentially means lower highs on a weekly. And the question I asked myself is, can we get continuation past all-time highs on a higher time frame basis? And off of the market profile, which I use to get my levels interest from, this was the prior composite balance. This is a 5-day composite. It's just not marked. I'll show the context from the previous days and the 4/8. This is an easier visual actually. If you look at the volume profile, you can see this was balance, and the 4/8 acted as the balance high. And what I was watching for was if we could accept or reject the level of interest, aka if we could accept higher prices or do responsive sellers step in at the highs. And to show the previous day, this is what I was talking about, how this acted as the balance high. See your 4/8 balance high with the amount of volume that was being transacted up there. So what I was watching for, my key level for today were the 5/9s slash 5/5s and 4/8s, and where that level derives from was from, like I said, that prior balance high. Not only was it that, but yesterday, off of the last hour of the market, he was able to find acceptance in the short term. You see the buying volume that was coming in. You see 1,000 lots, and then here at the 5/5/5/9s, 1,000 plus positive delta, 800 plus positive delta, and these were all about an hour period consolidation where the market moved up higher, and that's acceptance in the short term. What you want to see for rejections is if responsive sellers step in right away, but that's not what happened. Buyers and sellers were agreeing on price, so I saw this as acceptance. And then fast forward today, again, what I said was if we could get acceptance or rejection above this 4/8/5/5. So coming into the game plan, as long as we remained above, bit above 5/5s, 4/8s, and also of course the 5/9s, which is the level that I showed on my charts, which acted as the prior highs. I wanted to find ways to play long, speculating the untested overnight highs, and then I spotted an offer on the tape up to 7 times. I didn't screenshot it down, but that was going to be my second target. And again, this is my rejection plan if we failed under, to find ways to sell a high. So getting into the trades right here, 631, we open outside of value. So this provided insight for a upside move of acceptance. And my first entry was at 633 when I spotted some buying at the 6/6s. And usually I don't take market open trades. They're lower probability for me, so I size down on this trade. You can see clear buying above the 6/6s, and there was a large bid that appeared at market open. Ended up stopping out of that trade on a break under low day, but I don't put my head down. So that was a 2 point, just to go over the metric, that was a 2.25 loss. And next trade, we break low of day and immediately bid stepped in again and buying stepped in again. So I re-entered longs Got filled at the 6/8 stop under the low. So my risk on this was 3 points. Yeah, 3 points targeting the 7/2s. And this is where I made a mistake. So my target right here, I'm just updating my thoughts. I like to get out my thoughts throughout the trade in the intraday commentary. But again, like I said in my game plan, I said I want to find ways to play long, speculating we test untested overnight highs, right? Which was the 7/2s. I take longs here, and what I did wrong here was instead of getting out at my target, I ended up managing it differently where I moved my stop loss to break even because I was treating it as if I was in two contracts of ES and I was looking for my second target, which was the mistake I made because the reason was because I was being honestly focused on the R multiple instead of just taking the high probability setup and not getting out of my target. So right here I didn't follow my plan and I ended up stopping out of this trade at my break even stop. And I ended up adding on to this as well on this move down. But you can clearly see we rejected the overnight highs. And 7/7s was still about like 5 points after, you see. And clearly selling stepped in, it didn't react the way I wanted to. So I should have gotten out there, simply put. But I ended up getting out at break even, stop down here. I even added on to it. So basically like a 1 point loss, 1 to 2. Yeah, it was like a 1 point. I'll show you the details. Yeah, 1.5 stop. Basically saw it as break even, like I said here. And my last trade was I tried it again off of this pullback right into the buyers because we dipped down into the prior buyers from right here and held off of that. Sorry, right here. And that entry was around this area, and I ended up stopping out of that trade for a 2.5 loss. So down about 10 points for the day on 3 trades, but the lesson out of it is again, like I said, I didn't get out of my target. My target essentially triggered at the 7/2s, but since I was being greedy and wanted more of a move into the 7/7s, that bit me in the ass. Not only was it a 0 for 3 kind of day, I could have been able to capitalize easily on a one winner, one loser kind of trading day. But since I was greedy today and didn't get out of my target, that's where I went wrong. And I ended up losing 10 points on the day, which is it still managed risk. I still managed my risk properly. I thought I did that well and executed, and I had a proper read, but the main consensus of it is accepting that you won't catch the best entries and exits, and that's okay. And again, I think what went wrong here was the fact that I didn't catch the best entry out my second trade, and I realized that my R multiple was going to be not the best. It would have been like a 1.73. I said it here. Yeah, I would have been like a 1.73, and I said my R here is skewed, so I was gonna look for the 7/7s. And that's still pretty good considering it's close to it too. But I focused on that and allowed it to trickle into my exit, and that bit me in the ass. So this trade basically worked out in my favor, but where I went wrong was the way I exited the position, and that's how I was able to turn a potential good small winning day into a 10-point loss off the day. So that's the trade recap for today, and I'm out.